All right, so thanks for hopping on Team Forever Strong's Coach Basics call. It's our first Coach Basics call for the month of June. Today is June 6th, and I wanted to just first start out by welcoming you all to the team. You guys are joining an incredible team, a top team in the network. If there's ever a team to be on, this is the team because you have so much support from everyone, from your upline coach, from myself, from the other teammates. That is probably the best thing about this team and why I feel like we're so special and one of a kind is because we really are like a second little family and everyone helps each other every step of the way to help people have success and to help you have success and to help bring you up when things are going wrong. And it's awesome. You're going to love to be a part of it. So thanks for taking the time out of your night to be on here today. Honestly, like this is where I learned everything that there was to learn about the business. As a matter of fact, this training that we have is like 10 times better than the one that I had 3 years ago when I first became a coach. So you guys are really lucky. So I wanted to just start out just by introducing myself, spend a couple of minutes just kind of telling you about myself, a little bit about my background and where I came from. And then I'm going to go into the most important things that you need to do to start out so that you can start having success right away as a brand new coach on the team. So I've been coaching now for 3 years, actually. My 3-year mark will be coming up on June 26th. I can't even believe it's been 3 years. And it's crazy to seriously think like how much my life and our family's lives have changed over the 3-year span. So where was I before I got into this? So before I actually became a coach, I was actually a teacher for 10 years. I was an elementary school teacher. I taught first and second grade. That was my career. I had a master's in special education. And when I had my first child, Landon, I turned in my paperwork and I became a stay-at-home mom because that is what I always saw myself doing. I didn't see myself doing anything else. I knew that as soon as I had kids, I was going to be a stay-at-home mom with them, and that's all there was to it. So I handed in the paperwork. And I stopped teaching, and we knew that things were going to be like financially a struggle for us, even though my husband has a really awesome, high paying job. Still, when you stop doing a career for 10 years, that's a huge amount of money. Obviously, it affects you. But it's okay. We were willing to, make sacrifices along the way because being at home with the kids was my number one priority. So then I'm going to fast forward a little bit here now. So 18 months later was when my daughter was born, Kirsten. So my two kids are 18 months apart. Landon is actually going to be 5 this month, and Kirsten turned 3 on January 1st. So fast forward 18 months now, and Kirsten is born. And that was when we were really starting to feel it. No one knew how bad we were struggling financially wise. My husband is like the big numbers guy, and I'm the kind of person that likes to live with the head in the sand. And I basically was like, we're fine. Like everything's fine. Don't worry about it. So anyways, one day, and I'll never forget it, like I was standing in the corridor of my home. This isn't my home right now. I'm at my parents' house. We actually just bought our home in Florida that we're moving down to in a couple of weeks because of coaching. So we were at my other home out in Massachusetts in Uxbridge. And I remember I was bouncing Kirsten in the hallway. She was all wrapped up in a swaddle sack, and Landon was running around me, and the dogs were running around me. And my husband, Nick, came home and he said, like, listen, Kathy, I got to be honest with you. Like, you're going to have to go back to your teaching career now. You have to go back. There's no other way around it. At this point in time, and like I said, I was living with my head in the sand. I didn't want to face the reality of how much trouble we were really having. But at this point in time, we had completely depleted our entire savings account. We had racked up $35,000 of credit card debt because of living off of one income. We were sinking by $1,000 every single month. So much stress. No one knew. No one in our family knew. None of our close friends knew. From the outside looking in, it looked like we were sitting on top of the world. We were in this really nice new home on a nice cul-de-sac. And Nick had a great job, like I said. But still, when you cut back and you lose that, close to $70,000 a year salary, you're going to obviously feel it. And so that's where we were. And it's funny because I feel like things come into your life at just the right time when it's meant to come into your life. I always have felt like that. Everything happens for a reason. And it was that week I went out to dinner with a girl that was dating my really good friend, Matt, from high school. And she told me about coaching. And I had already had experience with P90X about 9 years ago. My husband and I had done it, and we got awesome results. We were in an infomercial for it and everything. So I had the belief in the products already. And when she told me about coaching, I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds so much fun. Like, I love being a part of teams. I grew up, doing track and field, and I grew up playing basketball, and I've always loved being a part of teams. This sounds like something so much fun. And, I'd love to do it. I'm just like that. I kind of like to hop right into things. But then I told my husband about it, and he heard about the $140 challenge pack at the time. And like, remember what I said, I didn't have any money. We were completely broke. We had all that credit card debt. And my husband is the one that is the entrepreneur. Like, he's the one, he has actually owned 4 or 5 businesses on the side. And when he heard about this and heard about me getting into coaching and using it as a way to earn some extra money so I could keep staying home with the kids, he totally laughed in my face, guys. Like, he literally said, this is the biggest scam. This is such a pyramid scheme. You might as well just go to a casino and start gambling. Like, I'm sure people do well with coaching, but your chances are so slim, Kathy. This is the stupidest thing you could ever get into. Like, that is ridiculous. What are you even thinking? Look at the size of the bag of Shakeology. That's $140. Come on. So I kind of listened to him for a little bit, because I was like, he's the one with the MBA in entrepreneurship, and he's the one who's owned 4 or 5 businesses. I'm just this little first grade school teacher here with my master's in special ed. Maybe he's right, And so actually for 3 months, I told my coach no. For 3 months, I told her no. And finally push came to shove when I was like really going to have to go back to work. And my husband and I sat down and we said, listen, why don't we just give this coaching thing a try? It's kind of like your last hurrah, right? You need to lose 35 pounds. Like, I needed to lose 35 pounds at the time, guys, because I was 35 pounds overweight. I could not get rid of the baby weight. My daughter was 4 months old at the time. I was still nursing all around the clock. Then my son was 22 months old, and I just felt like junk about myself. And we just figured, you know what? If anything, you can get added into a challenge group. You can start to feel better about yourself. You can lose the weight. And if you can earn a couple $100 every week to just kind of keep us afloat, then awesome. Like, that was all my goals was to get healthier and lose the weight and just earn a couple $100. I knew we were still going to be totally screwed financially wise, but I wasn't looking to make big bucks with this at all. I was just looking to just get a little bit of extra just to kind of keep us afloat. So I got into it, and guys, 3 years ago, and my life is totally different now. I had no idea that things were going to change so drastically. Like, from me thinking that this was just going to be something that I was just going to earn a couple $100 to, over time, like, I kept working on this, guys, every single day. And what happened was I really, really love this. Like, still 3 years later, if I could choose to do anything, people think I'm sick. This is why I've done so well, is because if I could do anything, even 3 years later, I would sit down and I would work on this business all day and all night if I could. But I can't, because I'm with the kids, obviously, during the day. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and that was my priority. So I'm with them during the day, and my business hours, guys, have always been at night. So it really doesn't matter what your schedule is like. You can plug this in and fit it in whatever works to your schedule. You can work on it as little as you want or as much as you want. Like, for me, my back was against the wall when I got into this. I knew that if I didn't make any kind of an income, I was going to be going back to work. And so right away when I hopped into this, there was no plan B. It wasn't like, you know what, I'll see how this works. And if it doesn't work, I'll just go back to teaching. It was like, this has to work, because I cannot go back to teaching. So when you don't have that plan B, guys, and your back is up against the wall like that, you're much more likely to have success, because you don't have that second outlet for if things go wrong or if it doesn't work out. And I got into it, and I loved it so much. I didn't mind working on it. And you guys know what it's like, right? When you really find something that you love so much, it doesn't feel like work to you. So I just plugged along, and every day, and what I did was I committed to my workout program. I committed to the 21-day fix. I committed to Shakeology. I was sharing it on social media. I was getting awesome results. I did 3 rounds of it. I lost all the 35 pounds that I had gained, that I just could not get rid of. I looked better after having kids than I did before having kids because of these programs. And then I just started to feel awesome. And I just felt like everybody needs to try this. Like, every mom needs to try this, because I know for me personally, I was falling into the status quo thinking, once you have kids, this is as good as it's going to get. Like, you'll never get your body back. But I found out that that was all a bunch of BS, and you totally can. So I had that confidence from committing to the programs and getting those awesome results. And then people were seeing me get these results. And I was this real person getting results along the way, sharing my story, being vulnerable, just a little bit every single day. This wasn't like an overnight success thing. And by 7 months in, what I was earning with Beachbody coaching was exactly what I was making when I left my teaching career after 10 years with a master's degree. And that was like just shy of $70,000. And then I kept going. And by my 1 year mark, I was a 6-figure income earner. And by 15 months in, I got rid of all of our credit card debt. And ever since then, guys, I've been doing it, like I said, now for 3 years. It's coming up at the end of this month. Things have totally just gone up and up and up and up, and things have gotten better and better because I never stopped. And this is why we were able to sell our home in Massachusetts and go buy a dream home down in Florida that we're going to be moving to in just a couple of weeks. It was because of coaching. And so the best advice that I can give you guys just to start things off, and I mean, wait till you see, I mean, like all the friends you're going to form, just being a part of something that really changes people's lives is so rewarding. Even if you stripped away all the income, I tell everybody I would still do this because I love it that much. I would do this 24/7 if I could, if I had the time for it. But the best advice that I can give you is that when you hear stories like this, and you hear stories from other coaches in the network about, they seem almost like untouchable to you, don't think like that. I never did that. When I heard my upline coach, who's 29 years old, guys, her and her husband both retiring from their jobs, earning multiple 6 figures and being home with their newborn baby and everything like that, I never put them on a pedestal and never thought, oh, damn, like I'm never going to get there. Instead, the thing I think that set me apart from most other coaches is I looked at that and I said, you know what, damn it, if she can do it, I can do it. She's no different than me. She just chose to keep working at it little by little every day, and it wasn't an overnight success. And I'm going to do that too. And that's what I did. So if I can give you any piece of advice, is to just don't think that anything is unreachable. Literally, guys, with this, the sky is the freaking limit. Like if you're in this and you want this to just be a hobby for you, it can be a hobby. That's fine. We have tons of coaches on the team who just do this because they want to get their Shakeology covered, or because they want to earn a couple $100s every month. That's how I started. I just wanted to make a couple $100s a month. And then we have people who come in here and they want to turn this into their full-time career like I did, and they end up quitting their jobs. We've had a lot of people quit their jobs, go part-time. So it can be whatever you want it to be. So don't think that you can't get there. Instead, put the positive spin on it and think, this is awesome that you can really do this with this. Like, this is possible. I can do this too. So that's the best piece of advice that I can give you. So to get things started, guys, I'm going to keep this first call really basic. I really want to give you some key things to help you just start to get your business up and going, off the ground, because I know when you're a brand new coach, it's super overwhelming, right? Like your head is spinning, you're getting all these emails, all these different things are coming in. And I remember when I first became a coach, I was getting, I had the call with my coach. I had like email after email. I was added to all these groups. And then I sat in my living room at the time and thought, I seriously don't think I'm smart enough to do this. How is this going to even happen? Because nothing made sense to me. So just know that what you guys are feeling and where you guys are is totally normal. And every single coach starts out the same way. The best advice I can give you is to don't just sit there behind the scenes and be the perfectionist where you think you need to go through the whole coach basics and take a ton of notes and get it all squared away before you take action. This business only works if you take action and you learn as you go. That's the best advice I can give you. And even now, almost 3 years in, guys, I'm still learning things about this business and about myself and about how to be a better leader. So you're constantly growing. Okay, so now you're a brand new coach. The first thing that you guys should do, if you haven't already, was, first of all, I'm sure that you must have gotten like a getting started right email or, welcome to Beachbody email from your coach. And if you haven't, make sure you reach out to them so that they can send it to you. But it should list all these different important things that you need to do to get started right. you're going to want to make a post on Facebook just announcing, we call it like you're coming out of the closet Beachbody post, where you just kind of announce on Facebook that you are now, you've started on this new journey. You're going to become a Beachbody coach because you're looking to lose 35 pounds and you want to help inspire and motivate others along the way, that kind of thing. If you're one of my personally sponsored coaches, when I send you the Getting Started Right email, I always attach my template of my very first post that I made, letting people know that I was getting into coaching. So I'm happy to share with you guys too and post it up in the Coach Basics group if you want it. That way you can use it as a template. But that's the most important thing that you can do, is to put that out there so that people know that this is a business to you. Because even if you're in this as a hobby, or you want to turn this thing like, I want to earn 6 figures with this like she does, this is your business. So whatever you decide to do going forward from this day on is all up to you. Like, you have so much support and so much information and so much training, but it's going to be up to you to be in control and to treat it like a business, because it's not like a regular job that you go into where your boss is like, so, hey, did you send those messages to those people today? Did you check into the Coach Basics group? Like, you are an entrepreneur with this. So that's why I'm so glad that you guys showed up on the team on this call right now, because this is where you learn all that knowledge. It's so important. And this is only a 3-week training. So take it really seriously. Go into the group every day when it's convenient for you, when you have time. Really read the post, engage in it, like it, comment on it, apply it to your business. And every day you're going to feel a little bit better and a little bit better, and things are going to make a little bit more sense. And by 3 months in, that's how long it took me. Maybe it'll be sooner for you, but by 3 months in for me, I was like, all right, this is starting to make a lot more sense to me now than it did when I first signed up, because it's something brand new. Like, you're not used to this. It's like when I first learned how to ski, which I still am not that good at. It's like, takes a lot of practice and a lot of time. So anything new that you get started on is never going to happen overnight. You're never going to wake up a pro like tomorrow morning. You got to be willing to just, have the blind faith, go into the trainings, and just day by day, little by little. And this business is all like about the tortoise and the hare. It's slow and steady wins the race with this business. You just do a little bit every day with what you can, with your schedule, and you just choose to never be the quitter, and you will build a business. That's really all it is. All right, so you're going to make that post on Facebook. Usually in that post, guys, and you're going to make sure that you have like paragraphs so that there's lots of white space. So that way it's easy to read, because think about like when people are on their phones, like scrolling, if they see this huge, massive block of text and there's no paragraphs, they're going to scroll right through it. So you want to make it so it's eye-catching, so that they'll stop their scroll. So lots of white spaces, paragraphs to break it up, and a really nice, clear, bright image is really key. So if you're going to be doing like a picture of yourself, take it outside, or take it by a window. Take it with, what can I say here? Like, I have this little selfie light ring, and you just can put this thing around like your phone, like if it's dark and you can turn the light on, and it brightens up your pictures. Make sure your lens is clear, so it's not like smudged and it's blurry. That is the key, is having that eye-catching bright image. So you want to kind of stay away from being down in like a dark room, or down at night and taking a picture that people can't see it, because they'll scroll right by it. So when you do that first post, you can do a picture of like you and like your kids, or just you and like your dog, or yourself outside and happy, like big, exaggerate everything, really smile, smile big, get yourself to laugh. I don't know, like think of something crazy and start laughing, call somebody who's going to make you laugh. Like, I don't know, put on something funny, like do something so you look happy, because people are going to be they're drawn to happiness. Like, they don't care that you haven't made any money yet. They don't care at all. It doesn't even matter if you made $1 million a year with this. People are drawn to the people who are energetic and look happy, because everybody wants that. That's what's important in life. So put that with it. You can also, if you choose to, you could just do like a motivational quote. you could go to Pinterest and find a really good motivational quote, and you can upload it and you can put it onto your post. So whatever is more you, and I know posting a lot of times for new coaches isn't like something you usually do. Like I hardly ever posted when I first became a coach, and I only had like 300 friends. But I just put a picture of myself, and I just was smiling, and I was in my kitchen, and I had the lights in the background, and what probably wasn't the best picture, because now I've learned since then. So that's why I'm sharing all these tips with you guys right now. And I was honest with them, and I just said, listen, I just got started on this new journey. I'm going to be a Beachbody coach. I'm so excited. I'm looking to lose these 35 pounds after having, these 2 babies. I can't get rid of it. And I'm so excited to be a part of a team that's going to go out there and inspire and motivate other people. And I'm ready to help you when you guys want help. And I always tell my coaches that it's good to end it almost like with an invite. And I can, like I said, post it in the page for you guys to see. So you don't have to write it all down. But at the end of it, I always say, listen, our team is going to be kicking off a 21-day support and accountability group on June 19th. I'm super pumped to knock off 10 to 15 pounds during that 21-day range. And I'm looking for 5 people who want to do this with me. If you want to hear more about it, just comment below, send me a message. I'm happy to share more information with you. I can't wait. Summer is now, something like that. And I'll share with you my whole script so you can use it as a template. And I'll post it in the Coach Basics group tonight. So you'll get your first post up if you haven't already, tomorrow. You do want to one thing to keep track of is the time of day that you're posting your post at. So you want to make sure that you're making your post at the time where your audience is going to see it. So for me, my audience that I'm targeting and that I try to bring on and help are all moms. And so I know that if I were to go post something awesome at like 5 o'clock at night or 6 o'clock at night, most moms wouldn't see it, because that's when the SHIT, I don't want to say it because this little kid, is hitting the fan, and they're getting dinner ready, and it's like the witching hour, even though your kid's almost 5 years old, and it's like, when is this going to end? And then you're trying to do bedtime and stuff is being thrown. I know no one's going to see it. So my posts, my most important posts like that, always go up anytime between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock, because that's usually when kids are in bed and the moms are finally sitting down and they're like, thank God. And they start to scroll their wall. So you want to think about it. Or first thing in the morning is really good too for me, because I'm a mom, people are up super early before they go to work, sometime between like 6:30 and 7:30. And that's another good time too. So just, you don't want to hang up with this call tonight and then post like that awesome post that you're a Beachbody coach at like 11 p.m. because let's just face it, moms go to bed at like 9:30. So that's just the way it is. So you might want to wait till tomorrow. So you'll do that post. And then the best advice that I can give you next is to really be engaged. So when I say engaged, it means, be religious about this Coach Basics training. Like, don't be up on right now this first week, super eager, you're there. And the next week you kind of let excuses get in the way. No excuses. Just check in 15 minutes, commit to it. Tell yourself, I'm going to get through this Coach Basics. It's only 3 weeks. If I can't make the call live, I'm going to listen to the replay. I'm going to apply what I learned, and I'm going to take it day by day. Literally, this is where you learn everything, is in this Coach Basics group. It's so important. The third piece of advice that I'm going to give you, and this is right up there with the most important thing, crush your workouts. Make sure that you talk to your coach and you decide what program is going to be the best fit for you, like where you're going to start, and then pick the start date. Like most of my coaches started yesterday. So you have your start date, and then 150%, guys, commit to it. Really commit to it. Crush your workouts. Make no excuses for the nutrition plan. Really get through that 21-day or 30-day period, whatever program that you pick, so that you have results to share with people. Do your before pictures just for yourself. You don't need to share them with anybody. You don't have to be in a bikini or anything like that. Just sit in what's comfortable for you. Do your pictures, do your measurements, do your weight, and then check in and do those things once a week on the same exact day at the same time, so you can track it. And be sharing what you're doing along the way, a little snippet every single day. Because once you make that post that you're a health and fitness coach and that you're starting on this new journey and people are now going to watch you like a hawk because they're going to be like, is this chick serious? Is she for real? Or is she going to just another one of those things she's going to start and then stop? Let's see. And they're going to sit back and watch for like a good 3 months. Okay. So just be sharing little snippets about a recipe you made or a workout you did, and share where you're at. Like, just be yourself. Like, you don't need to overthink this. Way too many people overthink this. This is the only business, guys, where you can be yourself. And that will attract people like you to you. You don't want to seem perfect. You don't want to seem like you have it all together, because no one's perfect and that's not relatable, you know? So share your struggles, share what's working, share the program you're in. Every day, just share a little snippet. You can share your superfood shake. I never hold that up and say like Shakeology, because then I feel like, well, I don't feel like it is selling. You know, if you hold up like your Shakeology cup, at least turn it around so people can't see Shakeology. When you're writing about it, refer to it as your superfoods or your superfood shake. Pour it into like another glass like this. You want to get people intrigued and get them looking to come to you to ask you, hey, like, what's that shake that you're drinking every single day that I see you sharing about? You know, like, you always look so happy and like so healthy, and like your kids are drinking it. What is that thing? And then you can share what it is with people. But if you just hold it up like, this is Shakeology, like, then people are going to be like, okay, I know what that is. It's Shakeology, and now I can Google it. So you always want to keep people guessing. Does that make sense so far? Yeah. So especially at the beginning with a brand new coach, like, the best thing you can do, honestly, is you got to get results. Like, you have to get results. Like, it can't be one toe in, like, I'm going to do the workouts, and then Friday night and Saturday night I'm going to come and I'm going to go with my friends and we're going to do Mexican on Friday, and then Saturday night I'll do Italian. Then you're going to ruin all the results from the entire week and you won't have results. And then you're not going to fall in love with the programs and the products. And the way to be the best coach possible and to build an awesome, like, kick-ass business with this is only going to happen if you like are obsessed and love what you're doing. And you become obsessed and love what you're doing when you commit to it 150% and you start getting results. Then you feel like you're on cloud 9 and you're unstoppable and your confidence goes up, and people are saying, geez, like, she lost 9 pounds that first round. Like, she looks so awesome. You know, I want to do that. And then they reach out to you, and then it goes from there. So you have to focus on you first if you want to be able to help other people along the way. Let's see here. So this can be anything that you want it to be. This is a good rule of thumb. If you treat it like a business, like a legit business, it's going to reward you like a business. And if you treat it like a hobby, then you're going to get hobby results. So just be upfront and honest with yourself with what you really want to do with this. Don't compare yourself and think that you need to have the same goals as your coach or another friend on the team. Really think about, like, why you're here right now, what brought you here, and then work at it little by little every single day. You know, if this is just going to be a hobby for you, there's nothing wrong with that. There's no right or wrong answer with this at all. And a lot of times people start out with this just being a hobby, and then it turns into more, like what it did for me. You just never know. Your goal this month, I always tell my new coaches this, your goal this month is to try to now find 3 people who want to do the next support and accountability group with you, like, who want to do this with you. Not necessarily be active coaches like you. I mean, if you find one of those, great. But just find 3 people, 3 to 5 people who want to be a part of this with you and who want to get some awesome results, because summer is now. So I have like certain messages that I use that I private message people with to ask them if, like, they're interested in getting healthier and they want to hear more about my support group, if they want to be in it with me. So I will share those too in the Coach Basics group. One of the things that's really honestly been working really good for me that I have just started doing, how long has it been now? I don't even know. Maybe it's been like 5 months now or something like that. Do you guys use Instagram at all? Just raise your hand if you do. Do you use Instagram or a little bit? Oh, okay, cool. Sweet. I'm not kidding, guys. Like, I've been able to help get so many people signed up by Instagram stories or by my Facebook stories. Like, it has been a game changer for me in my business. I'm not saying that you need to do that, you know, because you're a brand new coach or whatnot, but it has been awesome, like really, 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 really awesome, because I'll just be sharing just dumb stuff about my day on there. And then I always throw in there my workout that I did with like a workout move of the day. You don't have to do this stuff to have success. I'm just saying, if you feel comfortable doing that, like, you might as well go ahead and do it. So I've been having a lot of success with viewing the people who have actually are looking at my stories and reaching out to them and thanking them for supporting me and asking them if they're looking for help, that kind of thing. So that's a key thing. If you're ready for that. If not, guys, honestly, I mean, I built this whole thing with a 6-figure income in 1 year, all through private messages on Facebook. No stories or anything like that. And I only started with 300 friends, guys. But I was consistent with sharing like little nuggets of my journey every day. And another thing that I did too, so that I never would have to worry about running out of people to talk to, was every single day I would friend request and add 3 to 5 new friends to my network. And so you're going to learn about this too in the Coach Basics, but I figure I might as well give you a head start now, because it's something I did since day one as a coach. I would usually, what I did was I would go to like one of my high school friends, and I'd look through their friend list. And anytime I saw that we had like, I don't know, like 8 or more mutual friends, I'd look at who the mutual friends were, make sure there was no coach that I knew of, at least. I mean, there's so many coaches, but I would make sure I didn't know any coach. And then I would just send them a friend request. And that was it. And I wouldn't message them or anything, but it's just more eyes on you, more people seeing what you're doing, more people for you to build relationships with over time. Because you have to be willing to build like real relationships with people if you want to take this thing really far, because that's what this is all about. So the amount of income that you earn over time is a direct reflection between the amount of lives that you change and the amount of lives that you impact as you go along on your journey. So that would be one way. Another way too is I would join different groups on Facebook of things that I like to do. So I'd be in like running groups, because I ran the Boston Marathon before and I loved running. It was on track. I joined like basketball groups. I was a nursing mom at the time, so I joined like stay-at-home mom, like nursing groups, all these different things. And I would just connect with people in there. Again, nothing Beachbody related, just in there, just making friends basically, as if I was sitting in like a college class of people. And then that's what I did every day. 3 to 5 new friends I would add. People would watch. And then they saw me getting results, saw me being serious. And then they'd reach out to me, or they'd be more likely to respond back to a message I sent them, because as soon as you send somebody a message, guys, like they go to your wall and they see like, what's this girl all about? So if they don't see anything and you're not sharing anything inspiring or motivating, they're going to be like, is this girl trying to sell me something? Like, what's up with this girl, right? Like, I don't see anything on her wall, but she's messaging me about some 21-day challenge thing. What's that all about? So that's why you want to make sure that you are adding value every single day any way you can. Like, doesn't matter if you get any likes, doesn't matter if you get any comments. Trust me, people, way more people than you know, are actually reading every single post that you make every day. And honestly, my best active coaches on the team watched me for an entire year, never liked any of my posts, never commented on any of my posts. Courtney Bordeaux is one of them. I don't know if you guys are one of her people. Oh, good. Kristen is. It's awesome. So she was like an incredible coach of mine, and she watched me for an entire year. She never liked a post, never commented on a post. I actually sent her a message. She never even responded, ignored it. But a year later, she came back to me when the time was right for her, because I was that reliable coach. I was that person showing up every single day, no matter what. And that's what people want. People want the reliable person that they can trust, that they can depend on. So if you don't show up one day, people are going to be like, what the heck? Like, I thought she said she was doing this health and fitness coaching thing. Like, where is she? She started out posting these like awesome recipes, and then she posted this awesome quote, and it really helped bring me up. And then she shared this other friend of hers like before and after picture, and now I haven't seen anything from her in 4 days. Maybe she's not coaching. I guess I'm also just reach out to this other girl, Haley, who's been really killing it on social media. So you don't want that to happen. So you have to show up every day. Remember, this is your business. It'd be like if you owned a Dunkin' Donuts franchise. Like, You couldn't just like not show up and open up the door one day because you were tired and it was freaking raining out and you had a headache. I mean, you'd have to be in there opening those doors every single day. And it's the same thing with social media. Think of that as like your store. Like, you got to be on. People are actually waiting for you. There's been some days where like I've been late making posts and people are like, hey, I really was looking for that post this morning that you usually put up. Well, what the heck's going on? And I'm like, I know, I woke up. It was a total shit show today with my kids. You know, so you just got to be yourself and show up every day. Should we post to our personal page or have a like page? So, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with, I didn't start a like page until I was like 8 months in. I'm not saying you need to wait. It's really no extra work. There's like trainings and stuff that you can go through, but I would stay away from that right now until like you've mastered like your personal page. What I do is, I mean, if you want to do your health and fitness page too, on top of your personal page, I pretty much post like the same stuff, the same content on my personal page, my like page, my Instagram, and I kind of have the same information going all over the place. So whatever you want to do and feel comfortable with you can do. Let's see. That is exactly what I need to. Oh yes, I know exactly. See, you've been watching for a year. I'm telling you, because these people want to see that it's legit. Because let's just face it, the majority of people come and go. And you know what the truth is, guys? Like, you might reach out to people. This is just a piece of advice. Just get it in your mind. Like, you're gonna get a ton of no's. Like, you got to develop a tough, thick skin for this. You're gonna get a ton of no's. Like, I get like probably. I mean, you would die if you heard, because I talk to so many people. I mean, I probably get at least 35 no's a day, right? But it doesn't mean anything to me, because your job is to just plant seeds with people. And when they are ready, trust me, everybody is ready at a certain time in their life. They hit that breaking point where they're sick of feeling like crap. They're sick of being overweight. They're sick of being tired. They're sick of being miserable. They hate their job. They want to change. They feel like there's no way out. But then they see you. And all of a sudden, something that you post or do one day resonates with them, and they come around. Every single person who's ever told me no has come around over time. So I don't get bent out of shape when I hear no, because I'm just like, yes, those are more seeds I planted. And in another month, or it could be 3 months, these people are going to come back around and say, you know what, I need to do that. What was that 21-day thing you were talking about? Like, I need to do something. And they're going to come back to you. So you want to be that reliable person. So crush your workouts, be engaged in your challenge group that you're in for that, get awesome results, just be excited, like be happy, be smiling in your photos, share energy. People are drawn to energy and fun more than anything. Trust me, it does not matter. It does not matter at all. People want to be a part of something that's fun and that's awesome and exciting, because who the hell has a job these days that's really fun that they love? I don't really know hardly anybody that has a job that they love. Everybody's like, oh, I have to go to work. It totally sucks. With this job, it's so much fun, right? So people want to be into that, and they don't really think it can turn into something so like crazy successful like this. Like, people are blown away when they hear like how well we do with this, but it can happen as long as you don't quit. So there's no quitters allowed on Team Forever Strong. That's why I named it Team Forever Strong. And it doesn't matter. There's going to be hard times, but you're going to keep going strong, and just be upfront and honest with your coach if things come up and you need help and you're struggling. Don't like hide it in and try to figure it out all on your own. But believing in yourself is the first key and the first secret to success. That really, people like always ask me, like, how the heck did you have, like, what do you think is like the key determining factor of how did you have such incredible success with this? And it was, like I said at the beginning of this call, I believed in myself, even though I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I believed in my coaches. I believed in this opportunity. I believed that I would get there someday, and didn't matter how long it took me. I believed that people who were succeeding were no better than me, and that if they could do it, I could do it. And then I also believed that, our family deserves to live the best life. No more of this mediocre settling for just an okay life. Like, this is one life. You never know when it's going to end. It needs to be the best kick-ass life ever. So I'm going to treat this seriously and go all in. And so if you have that right from the beginning, and you can already see yourself there, like, you hear these stories from other coaches, if you can actually like put yourself there, even though it seems so crazy and so far out there, like, it's going to happen. It is going to happen. Okay. All right, I gotta go too, guys. So thank you guys so much for being on here tonight. I want to only keep these calls to really just a half an hour. So there's 3 of them, today, next Tuesday, and the following Tuesday. So I will post my first post I made about coaching in the Coach Basics group and my message that I send to people, so that you guys can go ahead and start to, bring on and help 3 to 5 people get started on their journey this month. And any questions you have, post them in the Coach Basics page, but tag me, because I'm in so many different groups. Sometimes I don't see them right away. All right. Well, thanks, guys, for being here. Welcome to Team Forever Strong. Hope you guys have an awesome night. Bye, girls.